This is It's Not What You Know. Hello, I'm Miles Jupp. It's often said that it's not what you know, it's who you know. This is why it's entirely reasonable to urinate in the middle of a central reservation if your father is the chief executive of the UK Highways Agency. Or why you can punch one of your underlings repeatedly in the face and still enjoy the support of thousands as long as you can point out that you're friends with Richard Hammond. On this show, we won't even pretend to be interested in what you know, merely who you know, and it's impossible to stress this enough, unlikely as that may sound, how well you know them. Each of the three guests has nominated someone they know well to answer a series of questions. Could be a friend, could be a family member, could simply be someone that you've ploughed into on the Norfolk Broads after ill-advisedly gunning the engine and seeing just how fast this mother of a narrowboat can go. If my guests can work out the answers their nominees gave, they could be pottering off with tonight's star prize. A touring holiday of the Faroe Islands in the company of Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Bernard Hogan Howe. You'll have an enchanting time touring the highways and byways of the world's 206th most populous country in your very own Luton van. Only stopping to make the occasional delivery of garden furniture that is very much a contractual part of the deal. Those are the stakes. Here are tonight's contenders. Please welcome Sarah Millican, Nathan Caton and Richard Osman. We're delighted to have Sarah with us tonight, as she's spending much of the rest of 2015 on the road as a senior haulier for the Eddie Stobart Company. Sarah, on what grounds did you select your nominee tonight?
I've known her for nearly 10 years, I think. We know each other well enough that every time we part, so if she drops me off at home, we say goodbye by flashing each other. I don't do that to everybody.
Well, let's see who it is.
Hello, I'm Lou Conran. I'm from Manchester. I'm a comedian and writer, and I'm one of Sarah's best friends.
Yes, it is your friend and fellow comedian, Lou Conran. Next, we welcome Nathan Caton, stand-up comedian, actor, writer and star of Can't Tell Nathan Caton Nothing, whose vivid depictions of West Indian family life have been met by Radio 4 listeners with delighted, joyful incomprehension. Nathan, how did you choose your nominee?
I've known this person for the majority of my life, not necessarily by choice. I question his involvement in my life. I question his existence on this planet, to be honest.
Cool. All right, let's find out who it is.
My name is Mikkel. I am 19 years old. I am a sports coach who lives in Greenfield, London, and I am Nathan Caton's little brother.
Yes, it's Nathan.
You haven't lived with him, man, but come to my house for 2 days and see if he's still saying that.
Yes, it's Nathan's brother and Brentford football in the community coach, Mikkel. Finally, we welcome Richard Osman, host of BBC Two's Two Tribes, co-host of BBC One's Pointless, and I can truthfully say that there is no programme I would rather eat a poached egg in front of whilst attempting to calm an alternately screaming and retching child. Richard, we ask you to select 100 people to answer our questions and then narrow it down to one. Who did you go for?
I chose a woman who I have known, who's known me for 44 years. And I chose her because I really, really want to hear her interviewed, because she has a voice she uses on the telephone which is very different to her normal voice, a great deal posher. And I just wonder if she kept up that voice for the entirety of the interview. I'm looking forward to it.
Right, let's see who you picked.
I'm Brenda. I'm a retired teacher. I live in Sussex, and I am Richard's mother.
Yes, it's your mum, Brenda.
She does not sound like that at all.
Well, as the audience continues to plod their way stoically towards their inevitable deaths, it's time to play round one. In this round, we ask your nominees some questions to find out what they know about you, and you have to guess what answers they gave. Sarah Millican, you're up first. We asked your friend Lou, what is Sarah's worst habit? What do you think she said?
I was going to say my arrogance, because I don't think I have any bad habits. Oh, I know. I'm always late, but only a little bit, like an acceptable amount of late, like 25 minutes. That's all right. Oh no!
In black people's time, you're half an hour early.
I don't like being early for things, so I am like intentionally late, because so that then I get there and it's already happening. I don't do that. I don't know why I juggled.
You'd be a terrible fireman.
I'm always a little bit late, but I'd be surprised if she's knocked by that. That might make me more on time if I'm guilted into it. No, it won't.
OK, well, let's find out. Lou?
She farts a lot.
Now, they are always on time. My timing with my farts is impeccable.
That is true, though. This is...
Yeah, I do fart a lot, but I see that that's appreciation of the meal, isn't it? Is that right?
I think most waiters prefer a tip. Anyway, no points, sadly. Next, we turn to Nathan. Nathan, we asked your brother Mikel, what do you think is the most annoying thing about Nathan? What do you think he said?
The most annoying thing... As a big brother, like, it's part of your role to kind of bully your younger brother. So sometimes I was like kind of walk into his room randomly and just slap in the head and then walk out. Without saying anything. I mean, it's love, though. I don't like... It's not like, I hate you. It's like, I love you. Poof, that kind of thing, right? I do that a lot. I give him a nipple cripple, right? You guys know that? All right, cool. Yeah, basically, you'd walk up to him, just twist the nipple as hard as you can until he says, sorry, who's the man? Nathan the man. Then I'll walk out. Yeah, so it's either bullying him or it's me being sarcastic, because like he says I'm always sarcastic and it drives the family crazy.
OK, which one are you going to go for?
Nipple cripple. The bullying. I go for the bullying.
OK, Mikel, what annoys you most about Nathan?
He is way too sarcastic.
Unlucky.
I'm going to kill him when I see him. I'm going to slap the black off him, I'll tell you.
Does that mean...
I'm black, by the way, so I'm not like... I'm not picking random colours.
Yes, sadly, you are too sarcastic. I like sarcasm. It rhymes very helpfully with orgasm, which is useful if you're writing a poem about, I don't know, Kirsty Walk or someone to go on a charity tea towel or something. No points. And now, as Alexander Armstrong so often does, it's time for me to stare awkwardly into the middle distance and then turn to Richard Osmond in the hope that he will say something to break the agonising yet profitable silence.
That's so true.
Richard, we asked your mum, Brenda, what does Richard think is the best TV show ever made?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I have to think what I actually think and then what my mum would think. I think the best... people are going to hate me for this. I have to remember this right. I'm supposed to say something like Game of Thrones, aren't they? Or Breaking Bad, it's wonderful. But I think Family Fortunes is the greatest format ever created. I do. I think it's the greatest format ever created.
And that's what you think your mum will say?
Well, to be honest, she could say anything.
Do you think because she'll say sort of Downton because it's Radio 4 or something, but in real life it's sort of like the real football factories or something?
I think she'll say, is it Family Fortunes, Miles?
OK, then what do you reckon, Brenda?
Family Fortunes.
Oh!
Very good. Family Fortunes, a game show that was to Les Dennis what Raging Bull was to Robert De Niro. A career-defining performance of searing honesty for which he will be forever remembered, but which took an awesome physical and mental toll. 2 points. And it is Sarah that we go to next. Sarah, you used to review films.
Yeah, I did that for 4 years.
This being the case, we asked your chum Lou who would play Sarah in a film of her life. What do you think she said? Who do you think she said?
Why? Can I ask why they're making a film?
Presumably it's a sort of tax loss thing.
I had this. I was constantly is a big word, but I looked like different people, and I got Tootsie, I got Mrs. Doubtfire, and now I get Mrs. Brown's Boys. Essentially, hairy men dressed as women.
I would think Reese Witherspoon. That's what I would
Bless you. My friend's not as nice as you, Richard. I'm going to say Mrs. Brown's Boys.
OK, let's see what Lou said.
Sue Pollard.
Sue Pollard. Yes, Sue Pollard was the answer she gave. I should point out, as ever, Sue, if you're listening, this is merely idle speculation and does not constitute a firm offer of work. No points. Nathan, one for you now. We asked Mikel, if Nathan wasn't a comedian, what job would he do? I mean, what could you do? Are you qualified to do anything else?
Yes.
What
I have a degree in architecture. Yeah. Now I tell jokes for a living. Boom. My family love me. What would be? It would be probably something to do with architecture or
Architect?
I was going to say builder, but yeah, I'll go for architect. No, yeah, architect or something sports related. I love sports. He's not too bright, so I think he would just. No, listen, I mean this with love. You don't get it.
Maybe it's because you're always hitting him on the head.
What do you reckon?
I think he's gone straight down open goal and gone for architect.
OK, let's see what Mikel said.
Probably a maths teacher.
Okay, I'm
Could you do
flattered that he thinks I'm smart enough to be a maths teacher. I watch Countdown a lot. The numbers game.
I think that counts. Right, there we go. A lovely relationship you have with your brother, one unblemished by any suggestion of mutual respect. No points. Richard, we asked your mum, if the tables were turned on Richard and he had to appear as a contestant on a quiz show, what would be his specialist subject? What do you think she'll go for?
Oh, that's a good one. Knowing my mum, and actually knowing what I actually would do if I was on Mastermind, my brother is in a band called Suede, who I think probably big enough to be on Mastermind, and because my brother is my mother's other son, she would literally, I think, explode if she were able to mention them on a Radio 4 show and have me answer it as well. It'd be like she was in the Matrix suddenly. So I would say that my specialist subject would be the life and times of Suede.
The life and times of Suede. Let's see, Brenda?
The life and work of Suede.
So close. Yeah, your brother is the bassist, is that right?
He is, yes. A tough gig, isn't it?
Is it?
No, it's not as easy. It's only got 4 strings. I mean, it's not hosting a Radio 4 panel show, but it's quite easy.
Yeah. Must be quite hard reading facts off a screen, Richard. That must be...
You're quite right. Neither of us has gone into manual labour, I'll give you that.
Well, 2 points. It's the end of the first round, so let's look at the scores, which, as always on It's Not What You Know, have been independently verified by some people that we know. In this case, the Society of Maritime Industries. Met up with them earlier this week, and I have to say they are a great bunch of lads and very enthusiastic about my proposed new slogan, "There's no time like maritime." Got together with them in Portsmouth, lots of laughs, lots of drinking. Well, I was drinking, they weren't drinking, they were refitting a large container ship. Come to think of it, they weren't laughing much either. In retrospect, I may well have seriously overstayed my welcome. Anyway... No matter, we can see that in third place is Nathan, in second place is Sarah, but out in front it's Richard. So it's already time for round 2, and I'd just like to take this opportunity to say hello to all of our listeners in Peterborough, where I understand this programme is broadcast non-stop every evening from speakers at the railway station in what is a currently successful bid to deter youths from loitering. We found out how well the nominees know the panellists. Now we're going to see how well the panellists know their nominees. We begin with Nathan Caton. Nathan, let's see what you make of this one. We asked your brother Mikel. Mikel, if you were to perform karaoke, what song would you sing?
Oh, gosh.
Well, he sounds like a sort of pretty out there, extroverted character.
He's so just monotone.
What would it be a good song for sort of monotone?
Probably like something from a video game, like a Tetris. Dun, 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 dun. He would do that. He would nail it as well. Maybe Michael Jackson?
Do you have a specific song?
I'll just guess Michael Jackson, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Okay, let's find out, Mikel.
I would sing Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Whoa. We are going to have a massive talk when we get in right here.
No points. Sarah, now, let's see how well... Well, I think we already know just how well you know your friend Lou. You holiday together, do you?
Yeah, we did last year. We went to Miami.
OK, well, we asked her, what was the best thing about going on holiday to Miami with Sarah? What do you think she said?
Well, we went to Disneyland World. I don't know which one it is. And I always just call it Disneyland World, because it's one of them, but I don't know which one. And I didn't go on any of the rides, because I hate rides, I hate fun. I held an alligator at one point, but she hated that because it weighed on her. I think the best thing, she ordered a pizza, and they said, do you just want a slice? Because it was one of those pizzas in America where you just get a slice. And she said, no, I'll have the whole thing. And it was the size of the table. And me and my friend Susan took a photo of her after every slice as she gradually crumpled. And she ate half of it, did really well, and then ordered a pudding. And that's one of the reasons why I love her. I think it was the massive pizza.
Right, Lou, what was the highlight of your trip?
The portion sizes. Oh, my God. The food.
The portion sizes, oh my God, the food.
Yeah.
Could so easily be someone's last words, couldn't they? Anyway.
It was nearly her last words.
Portion sizes. Well, what do you reckon, audience? Is there a point for that? One or two? 2 points. Richard, let's see how well you know this woman who assured us over the phone that she was your mother. We asked Brenda. Brenda, who is your all-time favourite musical act? She's got a son who's a successful musician.
Yes.
She must have an ear for a good tune. What do you think she said?
I would say, just because I'm playing for points, maybe the Beatles.
Let's find out. Brenda?
I like meatloaf.
Gosh, Brenda, is that your final answer?
And Roger Whittaker when he doesn't whistle.
Roger Whittaker when he doesn't whistle. I suppose you like meatloaf except when he's singing songs. You're going to have to plump for one or the other.
Probably Roger Whittaker.
No points. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's the end of round 2, and it's time to look at the scores, which, as usual on It's Not What You Know, have been independently verified by some people that we know. In this case, the British Caving Association. Met up with them earlier this week, and let me tell you, they are a great bunch of lads. Got together in Derbyshire, plunged through a hole in the ground and spent the whole evening crawling through a succession of rocky chasms. Absolutely nuts, but a great set of guys to be stuck in a series of confined spaces with. And let me tell you, not the sort of people to complain about the odd bout of claustrophobia-induced stress vomiting. Do carry wet wipes. And we can see that in third place is Nathan, in second place is Sarah, but still out in front it's Richard. So on with round 3. It's fingers on buzzers time. In this round, I'll give you the answer to a question. What you have to do is tell me which of the nominees gave that answer. Sarah Millican's friend Lou, Nathan Caton's brother Mikel, or Richard Osman's mother Brenda. If you buzz in and you're wrong, a point will be deducted. Which of the nominees, Lou, Mikel, or Brenda, said that if they were to uncover a murder, the TV detective they would choose to solve the case would be John Nettles in Midsummer Murders? Richard.
I will say that Lou, Sarah's friend Lou, chose John Nettles. Fine choice.
OK, let's see.
I'm obsessed with Midsummer Murders, so it'd have to be that Bergerac man.
She's not that obsessed, is she? She doesn't know his name.
Yes, it was Lou Conran who would hire John Nettles, or as she correctly identifies him, that man from Bergerac. 2 points. Next, which nominee said that the person they would most like to be stranded with on a desert island is Mr. Tumnus from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe? Sarah.
That's my friend Lou.
OK, let's see who it is.
Oh, my God, I'm obsessed with, what's his face? Mr. Tumnus.
Yes, Mr. Tumnus, a great person to be stranded with on a desert island, especially if you like goat curry. 2 points. Next, which of our three nominees, Lou, Mikkel or Brenda, said that given a choice between a beach, a mountain and a museum, they would most like to visit a museum? Sarah.
Brenda.
Let's see who it was.
Museums.
It was Mikkel.
I can't believe Brenda's finally using her real voice.
Okay, finally in this round, which of our nominees, Lou, Mikkel or Brenda, said if they could be any historical figure, they would be Elizabeth I? Nathan.
Richard's mum.
Okay, let's see who it was.
Oh, I was going to say Nathan's brother.
I'd like to be Elizabeth I.
Oh. Well, that's a point. That's 2 points. What a barnstorming round 3 this has turned out to be, Nathan. Yes, it was Brenda. I don't know what it is that attracts her to Elizabeth I. It could be the clothes, could be the power, could simply be the ability to repel Spaniards. Anyway, 2 points. Well, it's the end of that round, and as ever on It's Not What You Know, the scores have been independently verified by someone that we know, in this case, the Italian celebrity chef and show business personality, Gino De Campo. I met up with him earlier this week, and let me tell you, he is a great bunch of lads. We went to Roehampton and joined in with a murder mystery weekend. I say murder mystery weekend, it was really just a standard police homicide investigation where we blagged our way into the incident room and refused to leave. But we had a wonderful time. It won't just be the witnesses to this particularly gruesome killing that will be left with unforgettable memories. And we can see that in third place is Nathan, but in joint first, Sarah and Richard. So to round 4. This round is called The Big One. In this round, each panellist will have to answer a single big question about their chosen nominee. A question that tells us everything we need to know about that person, sums up the very essence of their identity. That is why it is worth no less than 4 points, which would be completely useless to at least one of our panellists.
I'm going to go.
Oh. This week, the big question is, how does your nominee like their potatoes cooked? There are infinite possibilities, which is to say there's a strictly limited set of possibilities. We've had to rule out chips because otherwise people just take the piss. It's sad, but there it is. Fans of archive radio comedy will, of course, realise that we've based this round on the classic 1940s panel game What's My Potato? In which panellists would argue vociferously about the merits of different potato dishes under the acerbic chairmanship of Vita Sackville-West. A programme famed amongst air raid wardens for being able to drive people to the shelters faster than any siren. Sarah Milliken, you are first to handle this metaphorical and indeed literal hot potato. How does your friend Lou Conran prefer hers to be prepared?
We can't have chips. That's not an option.
I'm afraid it's not an option.
Isn't it awful when you go to a restaurant and chips are not an option?
What kind of restaurants are you going to where there's no chips there? I don't even like ones where the cutlery's already on the table. I'll get my own cutlery, thank you very much. I'm going to say, for Lou, I'm going to say jacket. I'm going to say jacket potato with a big knob of butter. That's what I'm going to say.
Let's hear.
Oh, wow. Now then. Oh, God. You can't beat a really crispy, chewy jacket potato.
Whoa. That was serious gameplay, Milliken. Absolutely astonishing there. Lou Conran going for the laziest possible option. Just prick it with a fork, stick it in the oven, and forget all about it until the neighbours call the fire brigade. Nonetheless, 4 points. Nathan Caton, you must have eaten many a happy potato-based meal in the company of your brother Mikkel. Think about what kind of man he is and tell us about the kind of potato that he would prefer.
I think roast, because he likes a good Sunday roast. Nice crispy potatoes.
A roast potato?
Yeah. I think my mum, when she makes her roast potatoes, she does it quite soft. Like, it's not really crispy, and it drives me and my brother crazy that it's not crispy roast potatoes. So I'm going to go for crispy
Maybe
roast.
the two of you could move out and make your own potatoes.
roast potato. OK, Mikhail, put us out of our misery. Come on, what's the answer?
Roast.
4 points. Richard, it's all down to you now. This may be one of the most important questions you're asked in tonight's show. Can you correctly identify the method of potato preparation favoured by your mother, Brenda?
We've had jacket. Miles.
We have, memorably.
Do you remember?
Yep.
We've had roast.
We certainly have.
To do something we haven't had, and that's going to be my answer, for 4 points, is mashed.
Well, let's see if you're right. Brenda, which one are you going for?
All of them.
Oh, fuck. Look, Brenda, that has caused more problems than it's solved. I don't really know what to do in this situation. I assume that we go back to round one and play the whole game again. Are you sure that we can't persuade you to narrow it down, Brenda?
Mash.
Wow, we mashed
What
right at the end there.
hero.
Here we are in this veritable theatre of dreams. 4 points. So, it is the end of the show. The points have been gathered in and tottered with a brutality that shocked even me. And as ever on It's Not What You Know, these scores have been independently verified by some people that we know. In this case, the UK Poultry Register. Met up with them earlier this week, and let me tell you, they are a great bunch of lads and devoted to keeping tabs on every legally farmed bird in the country, by fair means or foul. If I may repeat a joke I made several hundred times in the course of the evening. Lovely guys and very dedicated to ensuring the health and well-being of both of the two different types of UK poultry. Those two different types being chicken and miscellaneous. And the final scores show that in third place, with a very, very creditable 6, is Nathan. And, right, squeeze up and make room in the front, because in joint first place, on their way to the Faroe Islands with Sir Bernard Hogan Howe and a spiral-bound copy of the AA route map, it is Richard and Sarah. Thank you to our panellists, Sarah Millican and her friend Lou, Nathan Caton, his brother Mikhail, and Richard Osman and his mum Brenda, and thank you to you for listening. I guess after all that, it just goes to show, it's not what you know. Good night. It's Not What You Know was hosted by me, Miles Jupp. The script was written by myself and James Caton. The producer was Matt Strong, and it was a BBC Radio comedy production.